Or what's up, explorers? This is DeepdiveX Recap, the place where thrill meets truth. Open quote, what if your life was controlled by a specific moment in time every single day at exactly 2:22? The story kicks off inside New York's Grand Central Station. Crowds shuffle in every direction, busy, loud, alive. But suddenly, silence. A man walks in, gun in hand. People spot it, and chaos erupts. Screams, panic, everyone scatters. But the man keeps walking, focused, toward another man guarding a frightened young woman. Guns are raised, tension builds, security rushes in, and just as things are about to explode, bang! The clock strikes 2:22 p.m. Gunshots ring out. Cut. But then, it was just a dream. Meet Dylan. He wakes up in a cold sweat, startled, breathless. It's the same dream again. He gets ready, turns on the news. The story? A star named Hamlin. Dead for 30 years. It's light, just now reaching Earth. The scientists say this supernova could affect human life. Dylan shrugs it off. He's got a job to do. Riding his bike through the city, Dylan heads to Grand Central. He's not just another commuter, he's an air traffic controller, gifted with a mind that sees patterns where others see chaos. But today, something feels off. Later that night, at a bar with his coworkers, Dylan gets a surprise. A ticket to an aerial ballet for his birthday. The next day, everything begins to spiral. At work, Dylan sees patterns forming in mid-air. Stars, lines, symbols. He freezes, lost in his dream again. 2:22 p.m. The clock has stopped. Voices call out, snapping him back. But now, the planes he was watching, they're about to collide. In a heartbeat, he reacts, saves them, just in time. The crisis is averted, but he's suspended for 4 weeks. The next night, Dylan attends the aerial ballet, and that's when he sees her, Sarah. Graceful, elegant, unforgettable. At the after-party, he finally works up the courage, introduces himself. They click instantly. Over dinner, Dylan opens up. His dad was a pilot. He trained to be one too, but he could never fly. Fear held him back. Sarah tells him about her job at an art gallery. Then, a shocking revelation. She was on one of the planes he nearly crashed. Dylan's shaken, but Sarah, she's grateful. That twist of fate saved her life, and maybe brought them together. That night ends with something rare, a first date that feels like fate. The next day, Dylan heads back to Grand Central, and something chilling happens. Every detail from yesterday repeats. At 2:21 p.m. he arrives, he sees a businessman reading, a couple hugging, preschoolers in a line. A child drops something, a pregnant woman stands under the clock. Then, 2:22 p.m., the station window shatters. Dylan's terrified now. This is no coincidence. Later, he meets Sarah again. They walk through Central Park, eat ice cream, laugh, talk. Sarah admits she used to be a dancer until an injury ended her dream. To cheer her up, Dylan plays music. He starts dancing, goofy and free. She joins in. In the middle of the park, they dance like no one's watching. Their connection deepens. They kiss. They spend the night together. The next morning, sunlight streams in. They lie in bed, close, content. Dylan notices Sarah's necklace. Where'd you get this? He asks. She smiles faintly. It was a gift from my ex. Jonas? He's the lead artist at the gallery. And just like that, a name from the past enters the story. But what's his role in all this? And why does everything keep pulling Dylan back to 2:22 p.m.? Time. Dylan and Sarah are getting closer. They laugh, talk, and share little things. And then they discover something strange. They were both born on the exact same day, April 18th, 1986, and both of them are turning 30 within the same week. Fate? Or something more? Suddenly, crash. Outside Dylan's apartment, a car accident. He checks the clock, 9 a.m. exactly. And here's the terrifying part. This is the third day in a row this has happened. Same place, same time. Dylan can't shake the feeling. He gets in a cab to head to Grand Central. The driver suggests a shortcut, but Dylan, uneasy, tells him to stop. Then it starts again. Siren, a woman's laugh, construction noise, a man shouting, "May I help you?" It's the pattern, repeating again. He shouts at the driver to pull over, but the driver turns around, angry, and bam! Another car slams into them. The cab window shatters, glass everywhere. Dylan's injured. But even then, he doesn't stop. Bleeding and shaken, he walks to Grand Central Station, and there it is again. The same sequence of events, a businessman reading a newspaper, an older couple embracing, preschoolers in a line, the last one drops something, a pregnant woman under the clock, and at 2:22 p.m., another shatter of glass. He tells Sarah what he's been witnessing. These same events happening again and again. but with different people playing the same roles. Sarah doesn't believe him, not fully, but she helps patch up his wounds anyway. That night, Dylan writes it all down. Starting at 9:10 a.m., drop of water, a bug dies, plane overhead, everything exactly as it happened. The next morning, he climbs to the roof, just to test it. He stares at the sky. It's clear, no sign of rain. But at 9:10 a.m., sharp, a drop of water hits his notebook. He flips the page, a dead bug. Then, a plane flies overhead. The pattern is real. Desperate for answers, Dylan rushes to the art gallery where Sarah works. There's an exhibition going on, and it's by Jonas, her ex. The main piece, a hologram show of Grand Central Station. But not just any version. No, it's exactly what Dylan has been experiencing. The same businessman, the same couple, the same kids, the same pregnant woman. Dylan snaps. He attacks Jonas, accusing him of spying. How could Jonas know all these things, these exact details? But just then, the owner of the Kiefer Gallery speaks up. He claps, thinking it's all performance art. A reenactment of the infamous murder at Grand Central from 30 years ago. Sarah's embarrassed. She apologizes to Jonas and takes a step back from Dylan. Later that night, Dylan texts her, begging for forgiveness. But something else grabs his attention. A stack of old letters hidden in his apartment. They're from a man named Jake Redman, written to a woman named Evelyn. Dylan digs deeper. He finds out that Jake lived in this same apartment 30 years ago. Then, he uncovers the truth. Back in 1987, at Grand Central, a brutal murder took place. Jake Redman shot and killed two people, a woman named Evelyn, who was pregnant, and a police officer named Noah Marks, because Evelyn was in love with Noah. The time of the murder, exactly 2:22 p.m. Jake, driven by jealousy, ended it all. And that's not even the most shocking part. Dylan and Sarah, they share the same birthday as Jake and Evelyn, born on the exact day those two died. And suddenly, Dylan sees it all. He and Sarah, they are Jake and Evelyn in another life. Their story is repeating. He visits Evelyn's old home, meets her sister, and she tells Dylan that Evelyn loved Jake deeply. She never believed the story that Evelyn was in love with someone else. So now, Dylan's left with two truths, one written in the history books and another playing out in his own life. Dylan is back home, his mind racing. He stares at the night sky, the constellation glowing overhead, and then it hits him. The stars forming above, they're not random. They're the same three stars that were aligned 30 years ago, back when Jake, Evelyn, and Noah met their tragic end. Now, those stars represent Dylan, Sarah, and Jonas. And just like before, fate has returned. Dylan texts Sarah, desperate, telling her everything he's pieced together, begging her to meet. Sarah's at the gallery, staring at Jonas's new holograms. She mentions Dylan's findings, but Jonas scoffs, brushes it off as nothing but delusion. That evening, Sarah visits Dylan. She finds him anxious, trembling, unwell. He opens up to her. Tomorrow is their birthday, and if history is really repeating, he fears he might become Jake, and she, Evelyn. I could hurt you, he says. I might kill you. And with tears in his eyes, he begs her to leave, to stay away, to break the cycle. Heartbroken, Sarah leaves. Dylan loses control. He smashes everything in his apartment. Glass, chairs, memories, then silence. He walks to the rooftop, looks over the city, and thinks about jumping, but something pulls him back. Meanwhile, Sarah visits Jonas, tells him about everything Dylan said. Jonas listens quietly, then offers her a vacation, a quick escape, some time away from the madness. Morning comes. Dylan wakes up, and then the pattern clicks. The drop of water, the dying bug, the plane overhead. It wasn't just about him, it's a warning. It's been about Sarah, all along. He grabs his phone, calls Sarah, again and again. No answer. Panic sets in. He races to Jonas's office, and what he finds chills him to the bone. A wall covered in photos of Sarah. Every angle, every detail. Holograms, images, obsession, and then an empty gun case. Now Dylan knows Sarah is in real danger. He rushes to Grand Central Station. At the same time, Jonas and Sarah arrive there, buying tickets. Jonas tells Sarah to wait under the clock, exactly where the murder happened, 30 years ago. She waits, just like Evelyn did. Jonas comes back with the tickets, but Sarah says she can't go. She tells him the truth. I'm in love with Dylan. Something breaks in Jonas. He asks her again, do you love me? She stays silent. Then, Dylan appears. Jonas sees him. Rage ignites in his eyes. He believes Sarah called him there. He pulls out a gun. Sarah freezes, and then she sees it. All the people Dylan described, the businessman, the couple hugging, the children, the pregnant woman under the clock, and then it hits her. She's the pregnant woman. Jonas raises the gun, aims at Dylan, then turns it towards Sarah. If I can't have you, no one will. Dylan lunges forward, shields Sarah. Gunshot, 2:21 p.m. Dylan is hit. Just like before, time moves toward 2:22 p.m. Police rush in, guns drawn. They shoot Jonas, ending it before history fully repeats. Dylan collapses in Sarah's arms, eyes shut, blood everywhere. Then, a vision, Jake and Evelyn smiling, together, forgiven. But Dylan isn't gone. He opens his eyes. He survived. Sarah looks at the clock, 2:23 p.m. They broke the cycle. In the end, the truth is revealed. 30 years ago, it wasn't Jake who murdered Evelyn. It was Noah, the jealous police officer. But to protect their image, the police twisted the story, made Jake the villain. And now, the dying star Hamlin finally disappears, but in its place, a new star is born. In the final scene, Dylan is soaring through the sky. He's finally conquered his fear. He's a pilot. Sarah, smiling, holding their baby in her arms, a new life, a new future. This time, destiny was rewritten. This was DeepdiveX Recap, where every story has a twist, and time is never just time. If you love this mind-bending journey, don't forget to leave a like, hit subscribe, and turn on notifications, because more twisted